Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to teach you how to wind the bobbin. First, you need to take your spool of thread and find where the start of the thread is. It should be on the side of the spool. You need to take the cap off of your spool pin. The start, or wherever the little crease is on your spool, needs to be on the inside of your spool pin. Then place your spool of thread on your spool pin. If you have a new spool of thread, you will have to poke those holes through the paper. Please make sure the spool of thread is on the spool pin using those two holes. Once you've placed that spool pin on your spool on the spool pin, then I need you to place the spool cap on the end of it. That will hold that thread in tightly so it won't fall off. You're then going to take the end of your thread and you're going to follow the dotted lines since we're winding the bobbin. If we were threading the machine, you would follow the solid lines. So we're going to start in the back. So this is step 1. Go behind the hook. Come across diagonally 2. And I tend to hold my finger on that piece. Then I call this round piece with a straight edge a turtle. So you're going to put the thread in between the head and the shell of the turtle. You can see the taller part that's sticking up is what I call the head, and the circular part is what I call the shell. So I'm going to place the thread in between the shell and the head, and you can see I'm still holding on with my pointer finger to the thread so I make sure it stays secure. Then you're going to wrap it around and pull it so it's nice and tight. Pull your thread across horizontally. You then need to take your bobbin, and there are circular holes on the edge or side of your bobbin. Your thread is actually going to go in the middle and out the top. And then continue to pull it. Place the bobbin on the bobbin winder and put it to the right. That means it's in neutral position and you're ready to wind. Hold this thread nice and tight. If you let go of this thread while it's winding, the top thread will get caught into your thread and you'll actually have to totally rewind the bobbin. So hold on to that very, very tight so it's nice and straight. Everything looks perfect. I'm now ready to turn my machine on, and I'm going to push down on the foot control fully. So it's going to go very fast. All right, one thing I also want to stress to you while you're winding this bobbin, besides holding the top thread up, try to hold this horizontal thread as well so that it's evenly being consistent. You don't want more thread on the top or more thread on the bottom. You want it nice and consistent while you're winding. Just kind of let it run through your fingers. If you see it consistently going more towards the top or towards the bottom, then move the thread. All right, when it gets full and it touches this rubber piece here, it's almost there, I'm going to stop. I'm now going to take my shears and cut this top thread that I was holding on to completely off so it doesn't get tangled up in the bottom of our sewing machines. And then I'm going to cut this thread. Move my bobbin winder to the left and remove the bobbin. You want to make sure you have a nice, clean bobbin. If at any point it's not consistent or it's not perfectly raveled around, you'll need to totally unwind it and redo it again. Otherwise, it will get stuck underneath your machine and cause you lots of problems.